Previously on Need for Speed Road Challenge, we did the Grand Touring competition, and as a result of us winning this, we have now unlocked our second One Make series in this game, and that One Make series is the Corvette Pro Cup. So we head down to the special events, and this is my second attempt of recording this because, well, on my first attempt I was basically shit, and now I've decided my best option is to try this again. Corvette Pro Cup. Exclusive to race upgraded Corvettes, this expert level event is designed for only the most skilled Corvette drivers. So there's only one car we can use in this, it's of course the Chevy Corvette. Entry fee of 15,000, and if we can manage to somehow win the series, we get an additional 30 grand. So it's a 4-race series, and the tracks we are going to are Landstrasse, Durham Road, Kindiak Park, and Dolphin Cove. And at least I can say this time around I will not be driving in the dark, because previously that is, I think, what happened, and why I basically drove like shit in the first race. It's also because, well, I kept getting wrecked by the AI. So need to get the Corvette here, and I think in terms of colours, oh, is this one black? I think this is meant to be black. I might actually get this thing in black, if that's what it is. I think this is meant to be black. Sure, why not? Well, doesn't really say what colours there are, but really cannot tell if this is purple or black. Although I think this one probably is black, so sure, fuck it, why not? I'll just get it in this. And now we must put on some upgrades, because it is for the fully upgraded Chevrolet Corvette, and I am gonna make damn sure this thing has all the upgrades on. And there we go. Also, holy shit, the center stripe on this thing is in red, along with also having some outside stripes in white surrounding it. But anyways, attempt 2 of the Corvette Pro Cup, and where hopefully I can do better than I did in the previous attempt, because, well, this time around we are not driving at night. And I think that was part of the reason why I basically failed at this event the first time. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing is in black now. The way I see it. Well, at least I can say I know where the track is this time, because I can actually see where I'm going. Which, for once, puts me in a better position than I was before this race. As I can already tell, Chump is getting loose, and he already scrapes the inside concrete, as I now move up into 5th position, and I'm closing in on Ranger, who is basically in the clone Corvette, basically the same one as me, because he's also driving in black, and I think he got loose there for a moment. As we head into the corner now, went a little bit wide there on the exit, but able to clear both of them. It's also pretty clear to say that I need to get a good result out of these first 2 races if I am going to have a chance of winning this, because this is clearly much harder than all the other events I've done so far. So if I can at least come away from here with a second placed result, and hopefully I do have a better shot now of doing that, because, well, I'm actually racing from dusk to dawn here at Landstrasse, and now that I can actually see where the track is, I may have a better shot of potentially winning this thing. I may also have a shot of improving on the finishing position I had previously. It also really didn't help on how, on my first attempt, I basically got wrecked by the AI twice.
You're in second place! It's the final lap!
There was basically one guy who wrecked me multiple times on my first attempt here at Landstrasse, and basically it put me off guard, but either way, I can now say, because we are racing under dusk instead of night, this should definitely be an easier start compared to what I had in this series just before. But anyway, I should have been a bit more on the brakes before entering that corner. But either way, I'm still here. I am managing to hold on to the lead now ahead of Frost, who is in his blue Corvette. Must say he is in the Grand Sport colours, because I would imagine that is what the Grand Sport Corvette technically is. It's basically blue with a centre white stripe. If you probably know what it is I'm on about, then that's basically it. Anyways, into the final corner we go, and now onto the front stretch here at Landstrasse. It does look as though this time around a lap record is going to be set by me. And there we go. I clinch victory in race 1.
You beat the lap record! You won the race!
And I can definitely say attempt 2 was a much better attempt compared to the first attempt.
2, 1.
And
go!
You know what? I might actually get a thumbnail shot whilst I'm here. Just because I want to get this out of the way. It's also in case if the other 3 races in this turn out to be night races, and then if they do, I've at least got a decent shot of this thing, because I can actually see it. Which you could supposedly claim is one thing. See if I can get any exterior shots of this thing. Maybe see what else there is. Well, I did make a couple of mistakes in this race, but at least I can say, since I could actually see the road surface this time compared to the previous attempt here at Landstrasse, I can easily say this was much smoother sailing than I'd anticipated. I should also mention I'm recording this on the day when the clocks go forward on Sunday morning, essentially. As in, by the time it gets to midnight tonight, I am recording this on March 25th, and the clocks do go forward into the early hours of March 26th. And
You're in second place. It's the final lap.
okay. Well, I think I've got all the evidence I need here. Since I have recorded one full lap, and I also set a new lap record, which is something.
Congratulations! You've beat the best time and lap record for this track.
And I beat the previous best lap time by, I think, 1.2 seconds. Well, 1.25 seconds to be more specific. But anyways, get some more money. I start the Corvette Pro Cup off with a win, and now we can move on to our second race, which is Durham Road, and where I should at least have the advantage going into this race this time around because I have a win under my belt, which is always important when it comes to starting off a one-make series like this one. As long as I can score at least 2 wins before we're out, then and then just be consistent in terms of finishing positions afterwards, then I would think winning this is doable. But we'll wait and see.
3, 2, 1, go!
So, on the pole for Durham Road, which is basically my home track in this game because, well, I do live in England myself. And heading through the tunnels now, as I manage to avoid scraping the wall. I've also got to remember to not go on the pavement because, as I've also learned, that slows me down. Heading by a bus stop there, and I just cannot avoid scraping the fence in that one corner. I mean, literally, no matter what I do, I just cannot avoid scraping it. I just always have to find a way to basically rack myself in that one corner. Fuck you, Nemesis. Ha! Get fucked. He basically crashed me, but then in response to him doing that, he basically crashed himself. To be completely honest, I think that's amazing. And it also helps because I'm now back up to second, and I am now closing in on Frost, who is just up ahead of me. I think Frost was also the guy who wrecked me. I think if I recall correctly, Frost was also the guy who thought it was a good idea to dive up the inside of me at Landstrasse.
You're in second place. It's
in the
final
first
lap.
attempt. So, second lap here at Durham Road, and unsurprisingly I go straight into the bush. Really not having a good time at the moment of keeping a hold of this thing, and stepping on the brakes well before I go into the fence, because I'm really trying my best to not make that happen. I think it's also going to become a trend from now on where whenever I initially have the points lead, the AI are just going to presumably beat me in the second race or something. But as long as someone can manage to put Frost in his place, then it shouldn't be too bad. Nope, fuck you. As Bullet now is up into second place. This will be good for me because I'm up into second. Frost was the runner-up in the previous race, and that does mean I will be able to extend my points lead at the very least by 2 points. Oh, up to the line, come on, come on, come on, yes!
That's your best lap! You've won the race!
I beat him by an inch. It was literally by an inch, but I beat him. That was literally a side-by-side finish. There was literally thousandths of a second between us. That is just unbelievable. I did not think I was going to win that one. But somehow, I barely beat Bullet in a side-by-side finish. I just got him.
Congratulations! You beat the best time for this track!
I might also have to pause recording for a moment because I've noticed the voice input is now suddenly behind the game input. I think, anyway. But there we go. I set a new best overall lap time for 2 laps around Durham Road, and it's amazing to think that I managed to win that race in a side-by-side finish. And that I can literally say was a Kurt Busch-Ricky Craven moment at Darlington. But anyway, I think that race finish literally had Darlington 2003 written all over it, which is probably considered by many to be the greatest finish in NASCAR history. Basically, the epitome of 2 guys beating and banging right to the line, and then ultimately Ricky Craven, as a result of his car being just that much better than Kurt Busch's Ford Taurus as they went across the line. Craven, in the number 32 Tide Pontiac, had just beat him by 2 thousandths of a second. And that, I think, is precisely what that race finish was. It literally came down to a side-by-side finish.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'll also be amazed if we end up having another one like that before the end of this game, but that's probably the best finish I've had up to this point in the game so far. I also figure it might be optional for me to use this thing for the next event also, which should be, if I recall correctly, which I think, if I recall correctly, the next event we should be doing in this will probably be the Open Road Knockout Tour, or International Road Knockout Tour, I think is what the next event is in terms of special events. And well, I think I might actually use the Corvette for that one, just because I figured it would be easier if I do it for our second knockout event in this game. I think it should also be the last knockout event, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, here I am now at Kindiak Park, trying to see if I can potentially achieve a clean sweep. I've won the first 2 races already, even though one of them literally came in a side-by-side finish.
You're in second place. It's the final lap.
I may have to consider R for fuck's sake. And I just hit a tree. Well, good thing I had a 6-point lead coming into this race, because if I didn't, then the circumstances would be very different. Yeah, I think my chances of winning this race have now just been eradicated, just like that. But it shouldn't matter, because I did win the first 2 races, and thankfully I can say, as a result of those 2 victories, I did have a 6-point lead coming into this race, in spite of me going straight into the trees. But either way, I'm closing in on Bullet, who is just up ahead of me. I'll be amazed if I do manage to win this race, but if I can at least come away from here with 2nd place, then it'll still be good enough for the points, because it will prove I am managing to at least be consistent. I'm getting a run on Bullet now, not got many corners left. I might be able to finish in 2nd here if I don't make the same mistake I did previously. And a little bit of contact there with Bullet, who is not yielding, and it doesn't look as though I'm going to beat him. Oh well, I'm okay with 3rd. Probably didn't deserve it anyway, but at least I got 3rd. At least I can say I still finished 3rd.
3.
Anyways, let's get the hell out of here. Okay, so I've turned the volume down on...
Congratulations! You beat the best time for this track.
I've turned the volume down on my TV, basically down to 0, just so I can hear myself. And don't really care about the overall results. But anyway. So, 2-point lead going into the final race. As long as I can manage to beat Frost in that final race, then basically the championship should be mine, and we are going back to Dolphin Cove, and where we are driving at night. But fortunately, because I am the points leader, I should have the advantage of starting on pole position. And I honestly hope there are not going to be any trees right at the side of the road surface that will catch me out before the end of this thing. Because if they do, then I'm basically fucked. But anyway, let's move on to our final race of the Corvette Pro Cup, and then we can move on to our next special event. So here we go then.
3, 2, 1, go!
Race 4 of 4 in the Corvette Pro Cup, and basically the only thing I really have to do here is not cock this up. That basically seems to be my best option for this thing. As long as I don't cock this up, then I should pretty much be the shoehorn favourite for ultimately clinching this championship, and Frost shoots down my inside. Well, at least I can say I managed to win the previous race here at Dolphin Cove, and this is definitely the mirrored variant, so there are definitely going to be some changes in alteration. And now I've dropped down to 3rd. So I think it's fair to say the disadvantage I have of racing through the early parts of the lap normally are definitely transpiring here into this race. It's going to be a tight one, but if I don't cock this up, then I should at least be in with a shout of clinching this, which is obviously what I would love to do. And I think that was Bullet who basically just wrecked himself there. He was not willing to let me through, so didn't really have any other choice but to just put him into the wall. Wasn't intentional if it was any fault of my own, but either way...
You're in second place! It's the final lap!
I have a championship to win, and he doesn't. It is fair to say this could very well come down to a tiebreaker, and I also think if Frost does beat me in this race, then it is fair to say he could very well get this one, because he got the wins later than I did. Although the game might give it to me if it does come down to a tiebreaker, because, well, I got the wins earlier on in the season, so there might still be a shot here. I really don't want to end up trying this again. And if I do, then I will basically be... oh, fuck off. I will basically be devastated if I have to end up trying this again. It looks as though this could come down to a tiebreaker, but I honestly hope it doesn't. These AI are not being very helpful here today, because they're basically just blocking me. Because they seem to be blocking me whenever I actually have a shot at closing in on the leader. They just do not want to stop blocking me. I really don't know what this is going to come down to. If it does come down to a tiebreaker, I hope the game gives it to me, but I'm not going to be hopeful in saying that's what will happen. Fuck off. Come on, come on, finish second, finish second, finish second. Okay.
That's your best lap! You placed second!
All I have to do now is hope. Just hope and pray that it was good enough for the game to give the tiebreaker to me. And if it isn't, then I'll have to do this whole thing over again. But at least I'll get some more money. Even though I won't be spending it, but you know.
Congratulations! You've got a top time for this track!
Come on, please give it to me, 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 please give it to me. Oh, 5th best overall. Please give it to me, please give it to me. Okay. The game gave me the tiebreaker as a result of me getting those 2 wins early on. Thank God I do not have to do this over again. So, I beat Frost in a tiebreaker here at Dolphin Cove. I get the Corvette Pro Cup title ahead of Frost in a tiebreaker as a result of me essentially getting the 2 wins early on. Bullet was 3rd ahead of Chump, Ranger finishes in last, and Nemesis, of all people, finishes the Corvette Pro Cup in last. That is quite shocking. But anyway, doesn't matter, because I win.
Congratulations! You have won the gold trophy!
Alright. And as a result of us winning the Corvette Pro Cup, we get a special edition Pro Cup Corvette, which is interesting. Great work! You have won the Corvette Pro Cup Gold Trophy. Your first place prize is the Special Edition Pro Cup Corvette. How professional. Anyways, moving on. But before we get on with our next event, I of course need to save the game, which hopefully is not going to be too much of an ordeal now, because I've cleared one of the toughest events of this game now. But anyways, there we go. I win the Corvette Pro Cup on a tiebreaker, and thankfully I do not have to do all of that again. But anyway, that's now the Corvette Pro Cup done, and next time we shall be doing the Open Road Knockout Challenge. And again, it's winner takes all and 75 grand. That will be our next event. And with that, stay tuned for more of Road Challenge.